senior CFU challenge series. Offside. Good call. Yeah. Say something, let's see if you can hear. Yeah. On two. Try to tell me when. Can I go? Sure. So good evening, and you're watching the live stream that's provided by the Antigua and Barbuda Football Association of the CFU Challenge Series played here in Antigua Barbuda against the Barbuda teams. Antigua Barbuda, Curacao.
Samuel. So we'll tell you the starting lineup. Antigua Barbuda, Nikki Samuel, Nicola Stewart, Jahiwa James, Brittany Edwards, Vivica Tittle, Kai Jacobs, Kanika Buckley, Portia Davis, who is the captain, Trishan Grant, Nikisha Gage, and Ariane White. And for Curacao this evening, they have Carolina, who is the goalkeeper, Kiara Snell. We also have Rihanna Stroop, Angelique Antonio, Deontay Sheepers, Kadisha Martina, Samantha Stacia, Shadi Dazir, Mahoney Emma Nancia, and we also have Lindsay Hart and Yasmin Levens. Ball is with Curacao on their left side. They look to go forward. They're looking for the equalizing goal. The ball is put forward into the player who is standing in that offside position, and that looks to be where the player there. She will be number 9. That looks to be Samantha Stacia, who is in that offside position. Free kick to Antigua Barbuda, leading by a goal to 0. So this is the match in the CFU Challenge Series. Antigua Barbuda looking to go forward in the center midfield, and they have it. It's played out onto that right hand side. Gives the one looks to be for the player running down that right hand side. She looks to put it inside, cleared away by Curacao, and it's going to be thrown for Antigua Barbuda. Oliver Joseph is alongside me. Good evening, Oliver. Your thoughts so far as we've had just about 20 minutes of this game?
Good evening, Glenmore. A pleasure to be here with you this evening. First thing I must say, the game is evenly poised, although Antigua got a goal. Nothing much to report so far. Still evenly poised, as I said. Liking one or two of the Antigua players. Number 7, Kanika Buckley. She's doing her job, taking the ball down the flank and looking to cross it.
Kai Jacobs was just looking to do a bit of individual skill as she was looking to pull that ball down. Portia Davis has been busy. She's listed as a forward, but she's doing a lot of work in the midfield for Antigua Barbuda. But this is play on the break, and referee, who is Crystal Sobers of Trinidad and Tobago, blows her whistle. So free kick to Curacao in the midfield. She's assisted this evening by Stephanie Dale Singh and the Princess Brown of Jamaica, and the fourth official this evening is Cardella Samuels, also of Jamaica. So Trinidad and referee 3 Jamaican assistants, and this evening to complete the technical teams we have Linda Bramble Sampson of Trinidad, who is the referee assessor, and the commissioner is Elaine Walker Brown of Jamaica, and Felix Lena is the match commissioner, and of course the person responsible for the media you're hearing, Troy Gibson, who is the media officer for this game. So we've had a stoppage in play. One of the Curacao players there down. Referee Crystal Sobers goes across to see what is taking place, so it's going to require the physio to be on the field. It gives us an opportunity to just look back at the first 20 minutes of the game. Antigua and Barbuda coming in, and they are playing the first match in this challenge series. Curacao coming off that victory over Guadeloupe in their last match, would have been coming in expecting to really have the early impetus against Antigua Barbuda.
Yes, then exactly. But then Antigua was the upper hand so far. But like I said earlier, the game is still here or there.
When we look at the starting lineup for Antigua and Barbuda and team that we've been given, are you satisfied with how the Antigua and Barbuda team has set up to start this match?
No, not at all. I'm surprised that I'm seeing Arian White on the left flank. She's usually a defender, knowing her over past years. She is always a defender from youth team coming up, even in the senior team. But I'm surprised she's on the left flank. But I guess we'll have to find out from Coach Samuel. Probably something happened during the practices.
Jacobs with a shot from distance. Goalkeeper comes across and smothers the ball, making a smart save. Carolina, or is it Carolina? We'll figure it out. She plays for CV Williamstead in Curacao. As is a free kick to the Curacao team just about on the center circle, as the Antigua and Barbuda defender climbing on the back of the Curacao forward player. So Curacao, they have a free kick. Looks as if their captain in Sheepers, she's going to be taking this one, Deante Sheepers, before Curacao looking. She's floating the ball forward. The ball finds the number 11 on that left hand side. She turns, look to have a shot at goal. And ball still in the air, loose ball run by Curacao, but again we see the Antigua and Barbuda midfield player looking to go forward and send his player down the left hand side. She struck in the midway region, she stays down. So the number 7 for Antigua and Barbuda, is that Kanika Buckley?
Yes, it is. Yes, number 7 is Kanika Buckley.
She's showing a little bit of ill effects, probably holding her leg. She is down. So they're on the field of play, and so it's a stoppage in play. Antigua and Barbuda looking to go forward. The Antigua and Barbuda player there, and Antigua and Barbuda this evening is coached by Vincent Samuel. We call him Nabu, Vincent Nabu Samuel, and of course Christopher Jacobs is the coach for the Curacao team.
Yes, then, well, like I was saying earlier with Arian White, I don't know if Coach Nabu Samuel, because of her defensive press, is using her to mark my player on the right side for Curacao. I wasn't here on Wednesday to watch that game, but if that is not a strategy, like I said, I'm quite surprised she's playing that position.
So we'll see. We'll see how she fares for the game, as she is on the left hand side. We saw her earlier having an opportunity to go forward, but didn't look offensive minded. Looked as if she was accustomed to being in a defensive role. So she really didn't pressure down that left hand side and got the ball across.
Yes, exactly.
So we watch as the ball is back in play. Looks to be Devita Tittle who has it for Antigua and Barbuda in defense. With the throw-in, takes it forward, just throws it straight to the Curacao captain. One in midfield by Antigua and Barbuda, and again we see Arian White coming on the inside for Antigua and Barbuda from that left flank as the ball is played forward. Curacao trying to settle. Antigua and Barbuda would have unsettled them early, getting off to that early lead. Throw-in taken by Curacao as they look to go forward. The ball is turned backwards, so ball floated into the area. Good take by the Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper, who this evening is Nikisha Samuel. Antigua and Barbuda, they call her Tiki as her nickname. Everyone in Antigua and Barbuda has a nickname, so her nickname is Tiki as they call her. The ball is played forward by Curacao, who's beginning to look a lot more settled, a lot better. Antigua and Barbuda trying to win it though, but again the ball is won in midfield by Curacao, as this one is played forward by Antigua and Barbuda's female team in the CFU Challenge Series being played all across the Caribbean. This is the Antigua leg. St. Kitts had a leg. There was a leg in Haiti last week, and there's also a leg in Trinidad. And all across the Caribbean Football Union, it's the CFU Challenge Series for females. And of course, they're preparing for, is it CFU Championship they're preparing for? CFU Female Championship?
CFU or CONCACAF, some one of the two, I'm not quite certain.
They're preparing for a major tournament that is coming up. This one is looking to go forward, is the Curacao team. They have it out on the right, and a sliding challenge coming in from the Antigua and Barbuda player on that side.
That's Jahira James.
James coming in very, very rough on that occasion, sliding in. She has to be careful because referees normally frown on those sort of challenges, especially from the back, and you wouldn't want this match to start to get into a situation where the folks believe that, you know, they need to start to play aggressively. You wouldn't want somebody to get hurt in this match. So Antigua and Barbuda has it in minute 29 of this encounter. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 0. Antigua has it on the right side. This is Tittle trying to keep it in place. She can't, so the ball slides over the touchline on the left hand side for Curacao. Antigua's right, and it's the throw in for Curacao with their number 3 player. Gets it forward. Antigua and Barbuda clears their line, and now Trishan Grant looks to put some pressure on the Curacao player. She's striding forward, and then the goalkeeper just playing the ball into touch, but that came from the pressure put on her by Trishan Grant, having the presence of mind to put the goalkeeper under pressure.
Yes, that's exactly what happened a while ago. Looking at the team sheet also, then more I realized that we probably have 3 sisters who are playing. Nikisha Samuel, Lakeisha Samuel, and I think Risha Simon is also their younger sister. So that's something good for Antigua. We have 3 sisters playing for the national team. It could have been 5 because they have 2 younger sisters who plays in the under 17s, I think.
And you think that it's time? We were discussing before, and I know that we'll come to it, but you think that it's time that Antigua and Barbuda start to blood newer players?
Yes, I do then. I do believe that it's time for us to give the youngsters, the younger players, those that are eligible for scholarships and so on, it's time for us to put them on the big stage.
Antigua looks to come forward, but she's in an offside position. That player thought that she might have seen that the Curacao defense was pushing up, trying to set the offside trap. We haven't seen an offside trap in a while in football, but on that occasion, the Curacao team setting the offside trap and the Antiguan player falling for that offside trap. So she would really want to be mindful of that. Antigua and Barbuda in yellow and black, Curacao in all white. The ball is played forward and headed away by the Curacao, the Antigua and Barbuda defense. Correction, the ball is on the inside. Should be played. That's Nikisha Samuel.
That's Nikisha Gage.
Nikisha
number
Gage.
10.
She's trying to force her way forward. Getting that player now. They're spreading it on the left side. Was looking for Ariane White. White, I thought might have strayed offside.
Yes, I was saying that to myself. She probably was in the offside position.
By Kai Jacobs, they're slamming the ball into the body of the Curacao player. Stayed down, and it's going to be throwing, I think, for the Curacao team. Antigua Barbuda still leading by a goal to nil as we are in the 31st minute of this game. The physio for the Curacao team was coming on, sent back by referee, who is Crystal Sober. She wasn't impressed at all that the Curacao player needed to stay down, and as predicted, the player gets up and is good to go once more.
Yes, I do. I think that the referee is having an excellent game so far. The other match officials also.
Yes, they've made some good calls, especially with the offside. They've been alert, and they've been able to pick up on those offside situations that are taking place. So here is the ball with Curacao. They have it. They have to retreat into defense. It's played on the inside. Player trying to again work their way down that right hand side, but again they can't do so. So Antigua and Barbuda will have a throw in.
Then I think Curacao need to settle. I think they're a bit anxious. I know they're down 1-0. I know they like to get that equalizer, but I think because of being anxious, they're just giving the ball away back to Antigua, kicking it outside.
Yeah, they've been unsettled by the Antigua and Barbuda team. The Antigua and Barbuda team have played aggressively so far. Here's this ball played forward, offside given, and again the Antigua and Barbuda player in Kanika Buckley not seemingly understanding the offside situation, because she's clearly way ahead of the second last opponent.
As if she would have just stood her ground a while ago. Trishan Grant, who has yes, and she has a lot of speed, so probably she would have gotten to that one.
Certainly, in inter-school at least, we know that Trishan Grant is a former under 20 champion at the inter-school 100 meter, so she can sprint, can get away. Here she tried to use that speed and just the over-exuberance, falling down, and then Curacao trying to clear the lines now with their captain. She just rolls it out on that left side. Ball swept forward by Curacao, cut out by Antigua and Barbuda's defense. They have it. Good play by Antigua and Barbuda, then chipped forward. Again, not finding anyone, as this time Buckley was not in position to get on to the end of that one. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 0. 15th minute goal by Portia Davis. The spectators are just sprinkling, we would say, a few. We see probably just a small number in the south stand. There are 1 or 2 in the north stand as well. Not necessarily a big crowd for this Challenge Shield, but if you're listening to us and you're following us on the live stream on the internet, we say welcome to you. We would love for you to drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from and how you're enjoying the commentary. Buckley puts the Curacao defender on the pressure, and she's going to get a throw in, as of course Snell of Curacao putting the ball into touch, and Antigua Barbuda will have a throw in. Looks as if it's going to be Devika Tittle. Tittle already moving as if she's just showing some signs of fatigue. That's going to be important this evening for Antigua and Barbuda, Oliver, because they have not been really coming out of a tournament or playing, so it's going to be interesting to see how the fitness level of the Antigua and Barbuda team, what it looks like, especially in the second half of the game.
Yes, and that is why they'll have to play real smart in the first half here. Just need to just control, knock it around, and conserve the energy for the second half.
And with 10 minutes to go in the first half, you would think that now would be a good time for them to look to probably conserve some energy. And we've not necessarily seen too much of a constructive play happening from Curacao. So the Antigua and Barbuda players could get an opportunity to probably just ease down the tempo and look to catch their breath.
Yes, then more. There's one player with hands on hip already for Antigua.
That's the same player I was talking about earlier in Devika Tittle, just showing some signs of fatigue. The throw-in is taken by Antigua Barbuda on the left side. The ball is an attempt to play it inside. That looks to be Kai Jacobs, and then the ball runs over the touchline. That's not Kai. I'll find out. They have similar hairstyles, the Antigua and Barbuda girls. Quite a number of them with long braids going down their back. As Curacao looks to go forward, the ball is in the air from Antigua and Barbuda. Trishan Grant gets under it, was looking to get it in. She seemingly upended the Curacao player who has stayed down. Referee Crystal Sobers don't seem to be very impressed with the way that the Curacao players are going down. She's trying her best to allow the game to play in a free manner, and the Curacao team seemingly, falling down at every touch. So referee, and she's clearly not seemingly in a mood to blow those calls. So they're going to have to learn quickly that referee Crystal Sobers is not allowing that type of play to take place. So we'll see what if the strategy of the Curacao players change as the game goes along. Antigua and Barbuda players using the opportunity as that player was down to grab some refreshment. We see Tittle walking all the way across from her right back position right over to the bench to get some refreshment, grab a drink of water as plays out to continue. Antigua and Barbuda throwing. It's on their left side. The ball is chipped over the top, headed away by Curacao. Antigua with a shot, attempted goal, but cleared away. Curacao now will have an opportunity. They chip it forward, out on that right side. The player does well, skips past one, will get past another. The striker is also going forward, but again, good defending that coming in from that Antigua and Barbuda defender, covering.
That's Nicola Stewart.
Stewart covering well and getting the ball away. The ball is in midfield. A little bit of a sloppy work from Antigua and Barbuda. Again, another Curacao player goes down. Crystal Sobers is unimpressed as this one is taken out by the player there. So foul for the Antigua and Barbuda team.
There's another Curacao player down. I don't know what happened to her because she was not involved in the play at all. Her teammates ran over to her and physio has been summoned on.
Yeah, she just went down, and that's always a dangerous sign when you realize that the player is down. She's also calling for the stretcher, so clearly
this seems to be much more serious than the others because she was all by her own and she just went down.
And calling for the stretcher, so they're gonna try and get her some help. We also see the medic coming onto the field. The Curacao players gathered around, quite a number of them. They look concerned.
Yeah. Let's just hope it's nothing real serious. Something that she can go off and recover and get back on.
Yes, the captain also was there. He's looking concerned. He's gone across and has said something to the bench. So we'll see what's taking place. They're still just trying to stabilize the player. Antigua and Barbuda will use the opportunity to go across and have a word from Coach Nabu Samuel. So if you're just joining us, Antigua and Barbuda went ahead in the 15th minute of play via approach.
Not to cut your demo, but it looked like she took something out of that bag. As I don't know if she's the plays asthmatic or something, so she just took the pump out or something.
Probably.
But she took something out of the bag that they brought to the touchline for the captain, and she ran back to the player. But the medics are still there with her.
It's always a difficult situation when you see a player who is not involved in play go down, and the loss of the game now tells you that as soon as you see that happen, you have to get immediate attention. And that is why it's so important, Mr. Joseph, that when we have games like this, people tend to ask, why do you need the ambulance on site? Why? But this is the kind of
exactly the situation why the ambulance and professional medics must be on hand at all times.
Yes, so we see that they're taking her off, and it looks as if they're taking her straight to the dressing room area. And so they've put her down behind the area of the technical area. They're still attending to her, so we do hope that she's going to be fine in a very short while, as we see the coach warming up a substitution as well. So it seemed to be a serious situation. Like we said, she was not on the ball. She was standing off the ball just after the halfway line and went down on her own accord. And so we're hoping that it's nothing too serious. We've seen too many of these type of situations in world football. The ball is played forward, and Trishan Grant again is offside. So Antigua and Barbuda in an offside position. The player there. Antigua Barbuda nil. Antigua Barbuda nil. Sorry, Antigua Barbuda 1. Curacao nil. Curacao coming forward with the player. She's getting a shot on goal, but good. This is a good take by the Antigua and Barbuda goalkeeper. going down close to the near post and clutching onto that one. She boots it long, looking for the Antigua and Barbuda strike force. The Curacao player has it in midfield, good bit of skill. Then she spreads it out to that right side. Antigua and Barbuda's right hand, that's Arian getting back in defense, but they give it away to Curacao, and this could be a dangerous play for Antigua and Barbuda. She was inside the penalty area and sliding with a challenge. They have to be careful with those sort of challenges, especially.
That was Jahira James again. That's the second one. Second.
Is that the player coming back on? She seems to be okay now.
Yes,
so she's come back on without a substitution. So she seemed to have had a couple of puffs.
Sight.
Yes, a couple of puffs of the asthma pump, maybe. And she's been revived and she's back on to play, which is a good sight because we saw a substitute warming up.
Now we have an Antiguan player who's down. It looks like Brittany Edwards from here. I'm not quite certain. Look like defender Brittany Edwards.
Yes, she's in her red boots out there. The physio team coming on for Antigua and Barbuda, William Richardson Co. coming on. So we about 2 minutes out from the halfway line. You tend to think that you'll have about 2 minutes or so added on at the end because of that stoppage, the stoppages that we've had.
Yes, we had quite a number of stoppages because on the number of the Curacao players, referee had to stop the game for them to get attention.
So Antigua and Barbuda 1, Curacao 0. We're approaching half time. We're in the 44th minute according to our clock unofficially. Crystal Sobers, of course, is the only timekeeper that we have. Curacao has it, they chip it forward. Good ball this, looking for the striker who is a foul given outside of the penalty area. Looks to have struck the arm of the Antigua and Barbuda player. They're trying to.
Yes, I was saying the same thing. I'm not convinced that was a handball, but the assistant on the right.
Ball to hand rather than
hand to ball. She was running back after the ball.
Running back. Ball did strike her on the arm. I was about to say that, and then the flag off.
And then here's an opportunity for Curacao to get an equalizer just on the stroke of halftime.
Free kick for Curacao. Comes forward, she takes it right footed over the top of the wall, and the goalkeeper for Antigua and Barbuda, did she get a hand on it?
Yes, she did. Yes, the referee signals corner.
It looked as if it was heading goalward. She was slow in moving, but then she got her arm to it and was able to come up with the save. The corner taken, headed away by the Antigua and Barbuda defender Stewart. The ball is put back in, hits the Curacao player on the chest. She was onside. That was a chance. Had she brought that under control, could have been the equalizer. Goes behind.
From my vantage point, I thought she was offside. But then again, I have to give the assistant the benefit of the doubt.
There was a player at the back of her that was probably in line, keeping up 4 minutes added on at the end of the first half. So the referee, Crystal Sobers, adding back on the time for the stoppages. So we've had a few, had the physios on the pitch a number of times. So it's 4 minutes of added time, and we're into the first minute. We're about 30 seconds into the first of 4 minutes to be added on here at the end of this first half. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 0 in the CFU Challenge Series. The Antigua Barbuda leg, Antigua Barbuda, Curacao and Guadeloupe. And remember, on Sunday evening, it's going to be Antigua Barbuda versus Guadeloupe. That's the first encounter. And then in the nightcap, we're going to have Antigua Barbuda versus Jamaica in the men's division. Here's a chance for Antigua Barbuda, and Portia Davis was coming forward and she chose to go for a shot. I thought that she might have taken another touch or two to get her even more settled. She went for goal and pulled it wide of the upright.
Yes, then I do agree with you. She had enough space, enough time to take at least 2 or 3 more touches.
Yeah, but nobody seemed to have been speaking to her.
Okay.
Because just the way that she was approaching that ball and the way that she took the shot, probably she thought that she was under pressure. Ball was with Curacao on the right hand side. Antigua and Barbuda trying to get in defense. Good work this by Curacao. Play into the box. He has a shot over the top of the goal for Antigua and Barbuda. But again, there we saw just a little bit of pace injected by the Curacao player, and she had gone clear of the Antigua and Barbuda defense.
Yes, and for the past 5 minutes, I've been noticing that Curacao on that right-hand side has been giving the defender on that side a lot of work, and she's getting the better of her. It's just for her to get that crossing, and then Antigua and Barbuda could be in a bit of trouble.
Goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. They lead 1-0. We're in injury time in the first half. We're in the 3rd minute of injury time. Antigua Barbuda takes the throwing down the right-hand side, cleared away by Curacao, who's looking for an equalizer just before the halfway point of this encounter. Antigua and Barbuda have it with Stewart. She leaves it now for Levita Tittle. Tittle with a throw-in for Antigua Barbuda. Stewart with a left-footed ball forward. Antigua Barbuda has it. This is Ariane White on that left side. Had she shown a little bit more in urgency, maybe probably a bit more pace, she would have been able to get onto the end of that one, but she looks not to be a player that has a lot of pace.
No, she's not, and she's been caught out of position a few times now, which has caused Curacao to have 2-on-1 versus Jahaira on the right back, and they have been capitalizing on that.
Let's see Curacao with a free kick. They chip it forward close to the penalty area, cleared away momentarily by the Antigua and Barbuda team. Curacao still has it, skipping past and then looking for a shot, but she doesn't get any power, and belatedly the referee gives Curacao a free kick. So second bite at the cherry, this time dead center of the Antigua and Barbuda goal. Maybe probably a little too far, I think. Probably 18 plus 12, that's about 30 yards or so away from goal. She would really have to have a brilliant strike from this sort of distance, you would think, to get the equalizer. Who is that?
Looks like the number, is there number 10 started?
Number 10, Desire.
Looks like number 10.
Looks like her from here. Comes forward and then chips it over. On the bounce, the goalkeeper is able to hold on to it in the end. Nikisha Samuel for Antigua and Barbuda in goal. Has on a few pounds, but she's able to manage. The halftime whistle has gone. Antigua Barbuda leading by a 1-0 at halftime. Goal coming in the 15th minute from Portia Davis. Antigua Barbuda going into the half leading by a 1-0. Your thoughts on the first half, Oliver?
I think Antigua had the better of the first half. They dominated the first 30 minutes or so, but I think the last 10 minutes or so, Curacao yes, as I was saying, I think Curacao in the last 10 minutes or so had the better of the half. They really tried their best to get that equalizer. I think Antigua on the other hand became a bit tired towards the end there, so they'll be thankful for this break so that they can go back to the dressing room and rejuvenate themselves for the second half.
So join us for the second half action of Antigua and Barbuda versus Curacao in the CFU Trinity Series from the Subliminated ground in Antigua and Barbuda. We'll take a short break and we will join you for second half coverage.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. My check 1 2.
1 2 1.
I'm hearing you faint.
1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Put like again, Tunde. 1 2 1. You hear me over there? How good you hear me? 1 2. 1 2 1 1. You hear me now?
Same.
1 2. 1 2. Yeah, plug it. It start to sound good and then funny. Giddy. 1 2 1 1 2 1 2. Keep it up. 1 2 1 2 1. Because sometimes come in, sometimes go. Audio check 1 2 1 2. Okay.
Can go. We're about to have the start of the second half, and there goes the whistle to start the second half as Curacao, they look to attack down the left hand side, looking for an early goal against Antigua Barbuda. Remember, they trail by 1-0 from that 15th minute goal by Portia Davis. The teams have switched around, so the Antigua Barbuda team now kicking from all right to left, and the Curacao team going from left to right. As you look at it on the screen here, Curacao pressuring, looking to pressure the Antigua and Barbuda team early. So you can see that during the halftime interval, they've had some team talk and about how they're going to approach offside given against the player on that far side. We've also had a substitution made at halftime by the Curacao team. That player who we saw going down earlier, seemingly not recovering, and we've seen look as if they've taken her away in the ambulance. So the Curacao team, they've made a substitution at halftime. Antigua Barbuda with it in midfield. They spread it now out to the left side. The ball is chipped back across the field. Fine is the Antigua and Barbuda playing Buckley on that right hand side, but broken up by Curacao, who look a lot busier at the start of the second half, looking to put Antigua and Barbuda under pressure. They spread it wide as Ariane White is in defense. She's now giving it down that left-hand side. Here is she, looking to go forward, but again, the lack of pace, Joseph, by the player for Antigua and Barbuda. So Curacao, they're able to clear the ball easily.
Yes, Denmo. She's definitely playing out of her natural position. Every time she gets it on the flank, instead of going down the flank, she tends to go inside towards the Curacao defenders, instead of taking it down the flank and crossing it.
So, throw-in taken by Antigua and Barbuda. They get it back, and again, a Curacao player has stayed down. Antigua Barbuda continuing to play. They put it across the penalty area. This is Antigua and Barbuda. This is a chance. The shot is weak from the Antigua and Barbuda striker in Grant. You saw that when she got away there, she really should have rammed that one home, and she got a weak effort into the goalkeeper. Antigua and Barbuda could have gone up 2-0. Here they come once again. This is Jacobs. Jacobs just looking to turn. She's not as busy as we saw her early on in the game. This is Nikisha Gage there in midfield. She's listed as a forward, but she's clearly playing in midfield. Curacao looking to go down that left-hand side. Antigua and Barbuda player struggling to try and keep it in. That looks to be Tittle.
Yes, it is.
Who showed a bit of pace on that occasion, just trying to catch up to the forward player for Curacao. Curacao 0, Antigua Barbuda 1. Curacao has it on that left-hand side, close to the corner flag. They look to put Antigua and Barbuda under pressure. The players there just has almost come to a standstill for a few seconds. A throw-in taken by Curacao. They have it. They put it across. This is a chance, and oh my goodness, she misses it from point blank range. She was onside. The flag did not go up from Princess Brown, and what a miss from the Curacao player in front of goal.
Yes, that was. I already said it was goal. She was all alone in the goal area. All she had to do was to just put it past Nikisha Samuel.
Number 7 player, Kadisha Martina. She would be very disappointed with that. Antigua and Barbuda, they're making a substitution. Who is that coming out?
Looks like Nikisha Gage. Looks like number 10, Gage. Coming out. Looks like, is that Ogaro? Or Proctor. Looks like Ogaro from here. Shaki Ogaro.
16. If it's Ogaro, it's number 16.
Yes, that's Ogaro. That's Ogaro. That's definitely Shaki Ogaro.
Keisha Gage.
That's a running style.
Coming off. And Shakia Ogaro. At youth level, sometimes she plays goalkeeper. Shakia Ogaro coming on and immediately getting into the action. There is a
slide-in challenge. Again, nothing given by the referee in Crystal Sober. She's been right on the ball this evening, and she's been willing to allow the teams to play. She's not given those little nudges or those little trips. So
yes, and that's good officiating. Players need to play and stop waiting on referee to bail them out when they make mistakes.
This is Antigua Barbuda looking to get it out of defense. They give it on the inside and then not showing good control. Who is that player? Is that Shakir Ogaro that has just come on, losing the ball? And here is Curacao coming across, looking for a shot. Good block by the Antigua and Barbuda players as they again struggle to get it out of defense. Curacao has it on the left-hand side, running down, looking to put it across. The Vita Tittle is in the way, and then she just kicks it into touch in haste, not understanding that she was all by herself, but it took a deflection on the way out. So Antigua Barbuda will get a throw in.
Then I think Antigua and Barbuda just need to settle. They are in the lead. There's no need for them to rush. Just settle, keep possession of the ball, let Curacao come and try and get it in, and then catch them on the counter attack and score.
You start to see some panic sometimes, looking like panic in the Antigua and Barbuda defending. This ball is chipped across. Goalkeeper, I thought that she might have come for that one, but she allowed the player to play for it, and just a bit of shoving on the part of the Curacao striker. The Antiguan player looking a bit frustrated. Here is Curacao again putting it across the Antigua and Barbuda penalty area. Antigua Barbuda should clear and does so now, but again only finds Curacao on the left side. Sustained pressure. Good work by Trishan Grant, coming all the way across and winning a free kick for Antigua and Barbuda. But again, good energy, good speed shown by Trishan Grant, noticing that the Antigua and Barbuda team was under some pressure and coming from her forward spot right into defense and winning a free kick for Antigua Barbuda.
Yes, then I've been noticing, if since in the first half, I've been saying it, Ariane White, she's playing out of position, and thus Jahira James is under a lot of pressure, and she's not a player who favors her left foot, and she's playing on the left side, and so every time she gets it, she has to turn it back onto the right, and I want to believe that the Curacao coach had figured that out, and now I see that the coaches have them pressuring her to turn, to play it on her left, and they'll take it off her.
Free kick taken belatedly by Antigua and Barbuda as fourth official Cardella Samuel saw that the Antigua and Barbuda player was trying to steal a few yards and assisted the referee in getting it back. Again, Kai with a little flick up into the air, looking to show a little bit of individual skill. This is Antigua and Barbuda, clearly offside. Kanika Buckley, for how many times now we've seen, and she's been really clear, clearly offside on those occasions. It's not even close. On that occasion, she's like 5 yards ahead. The Curacao team doing what we call here in Antigua and Barbuda the offside trap, something we saw in the late 80s, early 90s by local club called Lionel Spliff. Used to play that offside trap. Antigua Barbuda goalkeeper coming for it and getting there in the end, falling over, almost taking out the Curacao player. She fell awkwardly. Antigua Barbuda's goalkeeper, then she tries to boot it upfield. It gets more height than distance. It's in the center circle, won by Curacao. The ball is headed around Antigua and Barbuda, and Stewart trying to clear. The ball comes off of her body to a Curacao player, but Antigua and Barbuda wins it, gets it out to White on this left hand side, and again White just doesn't know what to do when she gets it out here, so she tries to go back on the inside and just gives it away. The ball is with Antigua and Barbuda and almost the Curacao player. This looks to be Tittle, who is in defense trying to get it forward for Antigua and Barbuda. Wins the throw-in once more, showing a little bit of pace in that defensive third. Tittle, Antigua and Barbuda will have a throw-in right in front of their technical area. Coach Nabu Samuel standing there. Vincent Samuel is his correct name in what he would probably have on his ID. We call him Nabu here in Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda with Buckley has it on the right side and wins the throw-in. So they're just about halfway inside the Curacao half on the right hand side. throwing for Antigua and Barbuda, an opportunity for them to try and get forward. Antigua and Barbuda would want to probably sneak a second goal, see if they can extend their lead and put the pressure right back on the Curacao team. This here is Antigua and Barbuda player trying to run through the middle, loses the ball out. Curacao can break now, they do so. The Curacao player is trying to speed down on that right side, but good defensive work by the Antigua and Barbuda defender.
Jahira James again.
Jahira throwing is weak. Not sure if it came in.
Yes, it did. That was a foul on Arian White. Instead of playing the ball, she was playing the play instead, the number 7 of Curacao.
So, free kick for Curacao. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 0. 15th minute goal from Portia Davis. We haven't called that name in a while, Portia Davis. So, since she's scored that goal, we've not really seen much of her. She's been in the pack for Antigua Barbuda. The ball comes across. Good. This goal is given. So, the equalizer has come. The goal on the goal line, the ball fell. Goalkeeper Samuel tried to keep it out. The ball seemingly crossed the line. The flag of referee assistant Princess Brown went up into the air, and she turned and moved towards the halfway line, indicating that the goal had been scored by Curacao. So in the 66th minute, we would put it Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 1.
And that goal came from the free kick, which was given away by Arian White, lobbed into the area, deflected, and went over the goal line.
We'll get the goal scorer. We'll have to get it later because it was in a heap. Almost looked as if it might have been an own goal from Antigua and Barbuda. There were some defenders there. The ball came off a number of bodies and went towards goal. The goalkeeper, I thought, was just a little bit slow in reacting. And by the time she has reacted, the ball was over the line as judged by referee assistant Brown. So 1-1 between Antigua Barbuda and Curacao. So you're watching live stream here from the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua and Barbuda. It's the CFU Challenge Series. Denmore Roberts and Oliver Joseph bringing it to you live. Ball is inside the penalty area, taken by the Curacao goalkeeper in Carolina as Curacao. We were saying that they looked a lot livelier in the second half. Here they go again, Antigua and Barbuda looking to clear their lines, and the ball coming off the body of the attacking player, the number 10 for Curacao, Desir, Shade Desir, and Emanesia. They have looked very lively since the second half has started, and they've put the Antigua and Barbuda defense under pressure, and Antigua and Barbuda conceding in the 66th minute of play. Did I get it right, or was it the 56th? 56th minute of play. 56th minute of play. Antigua and Barbuda conceding that goal, and the referee assistant had good position. She was right down on the line, and a flag went up immediately as the Antigua and Barbuda custodian tried to keep the ball out. The ball crossing the line. From this distance, we can't say whether or not she was correct. We would probably need to have the VAR system, but we don't have it, so we'll have to take her word for it, Princess Brown, and she's had a lot of experience at this level and even further, having gone to a Women's World Cup before as an assistant referee. So she is somebody that you would want to take her word for it when it comes to these matters. 1-1 Antigua Barbuda and Curacao. Curacao would be a lot happier now having equalized. Antigua Barbuda again. We've seen, Joseph, that the fatigue factor, the Antigua Barbuda, is just 10 minutes after, or let's just say 14 minutes after the second half has started. But the Antigua Barbuda team already, they're looking under pressure in terms of their fitness. And I'm surprised, though, that the coach would have taken off somebody like Nikisha Gage at this early stage, especially with her being one of the fitter players on the team.
Yes, I'm surprised myself. Also, I'm surprised that the coach hasn't made at least one more change so far. I think Ariane White has given all that she can so far for the game.
Yes, she's really not been in the game, as we see her there again, just not looking as if she understands the position that she's playing. The ball is out onto the right side. The flag has gone up for offside, as the Curacao player coming from an offside position was challenging for the ball. So those of you who were watching and wondering why was she signaled offside, she was challenging for the ball. So flag going up,
and I see the Antigua team has made a switch in defense where they've taken Jahira James from the left side and take over to the right, and Devika is now on the left.
So they've realized that this is the side, and it has been since the first half that the Curacao team has noticed that way is where they thought the weak side was for Antigua and Barbuda, and they were pressuring since the last 10 minutes before the halftime interval. We saw the pressure coming on that right side, and they continued in the second half. And again with White out of position and not necessarily getting back in defense, she's exposed that player on the right side to the onslaught of the Curacao team.
I think that Chishan Grant would have been a better player on this left flank. She has the speed, she has the skill to take on the Curacao players and get the ball across the goal area.
We've not really seen Grant being effective
I
to
realize
use her speed.
Yes, she has been pushed back into the middle of the field, because I'm now seeing that look like Kai Davis, who is on
Kai Jacobs.
Kai Jacob, who is on top.
And Jacobs is probably up on top because she's probably outspent in terms of she's given a lot of energy in the first half, and right at the start of the second half has thought the flag there of Stephanie Yising was a little bit early, because the player
I think what happened is that in Chishan, she had interfered with the opponent. She had played the body of the defender while she was in the offside position, coming back from the offside position. So that's an excellent call there by the assistant.
They've had a good game.
The
referee and the assistant referee. The referee has tried to allow the game to flow a whole lot, and she's not mindful to call minor fouls. She's allowing them to play. The girls have been falling like flies all over the field and times, and referee Crystal Sobers has not been interested in falling. We see another substitution for Antigua and Barbuda.
Number 11 is out. Yes, Ariane White is out. That's number 11. Ariane White, and in his number is that 18?
Looks like it's 13.
Number 13, Georgetta Lewis, an old veteran. She's been playing this sport way back when.
Yes,
and she has speed, she has skill, and so then she'll be able to exploit this left side.
If she gets a couple of opportunity to run down that left hand side, we'll see.
And she's a natural goal scorer also, so she can put the ball in the back of net for Antigua.
Jacobs is giving chase, cleared away by the Curacao goalkeeper, not taking any chance as the Antiguans look to attack down that right hand side. So they'll have a throw in halfway in the Curacao half. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 1. Antigua's goal coming in the 15th minute by Portia Davis, and we'll call it an own goal up to now until we get confirmation. In the 56th minute, equalizer for Curacao. Antigua on the attack. Curacao clears away out to this left hand side. Antigua has it with space. She looks to put it back in, hits it into the body of the Curacao player. She gets it, the return ball, the Antigua and Barbuda player, then puts it across again. Buckley, and this time Jacobs standing in an offside position, not reacting quickly. They're not getting back, not getting out, not retreating. When they get in those advanced position,
they're not coming back quickly enough. Ball is played forward. Buckley looks spent. She puts
and not to cut to then one again, then we see Jahira James, who's playing the left flank, left back for Antigua. Again, when she gets it, because she favors the right foot, she puts it on the right instead of going down the flank and puts it on the right foot, which again the Curacao player realized that, so they pressured her quickly. And so instead of getting it to cross, the Curacao player able to block it. So
exploitation of some of the faults of the Antigua and Barbuda setup. Here is Georgetta Lewis with her first attempt at goal, looking to go for glory from way down, maybe 40, all of 40 yards. Goalkeeper comes to the edge of her penalty area and butts it forward for Curacao. The number 9 has it in Stacia, as she.
And that was good, showing good skill there by Stacia. Flicked it around the defender, but the other Antiguan defender came and just played outside for throwing for Curacao.
So Curacao, they are equalizing, and they would want to win here because they would have won their first match against Guadeloupe the other evening, 3-2 on Wednesday. Antigua and Barbuda, this is their first appearance in this shield. Here is the ball put across again. Antigua and Barbuda defense looks in trouble. Stacia tries a little flick over the top. The flag has gone up for offside. So Antigua and Barbuda will have a free kick. Still remains 1-1. We're in the second half. We've had just over 21 minutes gone. So we're in minute number 67 of the match. Antigua and Barbuda 1, Curacao 1. That's Jacobs. It's now out. That's James? James again. Yes. And again, same. She puts it onto her right foot and tries to get it on the inside. Antigua and Barbuda losing possession. And as they get tired, you can see that the Antigua and Barbuda players not necessarily comfortable with looking to pass the ball around. They've been a bit sloppy now and giving the ball away to the Curacao team.
And there's going to be a substitution for Antigua. I see Jess Hall. She's going to come on for Antigua. And Barbuda, she's a natural left-footed player, so I guess she will come onto the left side.
So it's a little skip as Curacao looks to push down that right-hand side. Antigua and Barbuda player looking to just shoulder her away, and the ball is going into touch. It's going to be a goal kick.
Substitution for Antigua. They have
Buckley's
out. Hall is in. So that's Buckley. Number 7.
She's out.
And Jessica Hall, number 19.
Number 19.
Jessica Hall.
Right. And as we've seen Hall coming right across, and she's sent.
No, she's staying in the center of the field. I don't agree with this strategy at all. But let's watch and see what happens.
You don't seem to agree with a lot of the strategy of the Antigua and Barbuda coach.
Not at all, because you see, I'm familiar with these players. I've coached a number of them before, as a female coach, and so I know their strengths and their weaknesses, and we are not using them we're not using their strengths.
Again, goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda, as Curacao was looking to attack down this right-hand side once again. This has been their line of attack, the right-hand side. They've really looked to capitalize on that right-hand side, and Antigua and Barbuda just seem to struggle. Here is Georgetta Lewis just coming back in defense, as Antigua and Barbuda with heavy legs now, so they're not getting the ball too far forward. As again we see the ball back in the defensive area for Antigua and Barbuda, as Curacao looking to go forward.
Yes, it has been all Curacao since the second half.
Yes, they've
all Curacao.
They came out, and from the get-go
the Curacao.
Whatever was said at halftime by the Curacao coach, the team
has responded, and they responded well. Because they came out looking as if they really wanted to get that equalizer, and they did it in the 56th minute, just about 11 minutes after the restart, and they've consistently put the Antigua and Barbuda team under pressure for this 25 minutes. Antigua and Barbuda having one opportunity of note, Trishan Grant getting through, and really should have done better. Had a weak effort when she was clean through. But here is Grant for Antigua and Barbuda winning it in defense and running down that right hand side. She now launches it for looking for Jacobs. Ty Jacobs is out-muscled by the Curacao
and again
defense.
Then more, if I may say, if Jahai was playing on the right side of the field, we would have seen a better game from her, because she would have taken the ball down the flank and cross it. But because she's on the left side and she favors her right foot, every time she gets it, she stops, put it on her right foot and try to cross it from deep. And it's not working.
Clearly not working so far for Antigua and Barbuda. 1-1. That's Hall. Hall in defense to Stewart. Stewart bangs it off the body of a Curacao defender.
But I must say Stewart is having a good game, because if she wasn't back there.
Yeah, she's looked solid. She's looked busy.
Yes, and she's one that reads the game well. So that's one plus for Antigua and Barbuda. Having her there in that defense, Marshall in that defense, is a plus for them.
We're looking. Where is the Antigua and Barbuda captain? I haven't seen her.
Portia Davis.
Portia Davis.
She's somewhere there. She
not said her name.
That's her standing just about the center
is that
circle.
Her standing just
walking.
Yep.
I think that's her jogging across there.
So she's in central midfield.
Yes.
For Antigua and Barbuda. She's listed though as a forward.
That's the problem I have. With these coaches.
We can't find any of the persons, because what they're listed as is not what they're playing as this evening. And here we see again Antigua and Barbuda just giving the ball away to Curacao. This is Davis trying to win it back for Antigua and Barbuda. One little flick, the Curacao team wins it. This is Hall with her left foot, chips it forward, looking for Georgetta Lewis running down that left hand side. Lewis was arriving, cleared away by the Curacao defense.
And that was the best bit of playing we saw from Antigua so far in the second half.
Yes.
At least they got 4 passes together.
4 touches of the ball. Throw-in taken by Lewis. She looks to get the return ball. Curacao clears away. Antigua and Barbuda in defense. The Antiguan player.
That's Brittany Edwards.
Getting herself in a tangle. Brittany Edwards thought that she might have just pulled it down and turned. But again, the communication between the Antigua and Barbuda players seems to be lacking, because we've seen them do some things which suggest that nobody's telling them what is happening around them or behind them. Curacao with the throw-in. They want to fight down that right-hand side again. They get the call in the end. Stacia going down almost belatedly. Looks as if she was falling in slow motion as she went to ground on that occasion. She's back up. And Curacao, they will have another free kick. This is the number 7 who has it there.
That's Martina. And she was the one who took the free kick the last time that they got the equalizer.
Kadisha Martina. So she's going to look to put this one inside the penalty area again. 4 in the wall for Antigua and Barbuda. She chips it this time badly over the top of the crossbar of Lakeisha Samuel's goal. And behind, 4-goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. 1-1 the score remains. We're approaching the 75th minute of play. We're in the 73rd, heading into the 74th minute of play. Antigua Barbuda 1, Curacao 1, the CFU Caribbean Shield, Caribbean Challenge Series. What am I thinking? Shield, the Challenge Series. They had the CFU Club Shield last week in Dominican Republic. Club Franciscan of Martinique coming out the winners. And I thought all along. They lost their first game, but they were always looking as if they were the better team. Even in the game that they lost, they were the better team coming out of that match. And they shone through in the end and coming out as victors over there in the Dominican Republic, beating Inter Moengo Tapo of Suriname in the finals. This is Antigua Barbuda looking to go forward. Curacao wins it though in defense. They spread it now out on that left side. And again looking to go forward. They send the player down that left hand side. She has space, cuts into the penalty area. Is that Stacia? Looks as if it's her. She tries to roll it across. The Antigua and Barbuda player defends in haste. Stacia gets it back with a little flick over, trying to just do it, and she gets it to the captain, who turns well, puts it back across, finds Martina, offside given.
And saved by the assistant flag, the Antigua and Barbuda.
Just leaning.
Lovely skill from that player on the left side for Curacao.
Stacia, and then with her captain and shippers, both players combining for that good bit of play by Curacao.
Trying to find Martina on the blind side.
Yes, but Martina just leaning. You thought a little bit early, and offside given against her. So it's going to be a free kick for the Antigua and Barbuda team. 1-1 the scoreline remains. You tend to think that if Curacao continues to apply the pressure on the Antigua and Barbuda team, especially a tiring Antigua and Barbuda team, they could sneak this one. The free kick for
Antigua has another 13 minutes. Let's see what happens.
So Curacao once again with it, gets it forward. Antigua and Barbuda player infringing the Curacao player in the center of the field. So it's a free kick.
And then with the substitute that Antigua has made, they have made no impact whatsoever on the game.
Yep.
When last have we seen Ogaro?
We haven't seen any.
Is that her with her hands on her hip there? Mm-hmm. We saw Georgia Lewis came on. She took a shot earlier. Can't see her. And again, and again, then I'm going to stress that these players are not playing in their favorite positions.
They're not.
They're playing out of position, and so
Curacao with a shot from distance. Ambitious shot by shippers.
And so they are not comfortable.
Antigua and Barbuda team looking to try and play it out of defense. Is that Trishan Grant, who has gone all the way back in defense for Antigua and Barbuda? Because the other girls seem to be tiring. She would have some energy because she's not had that much work to do up front. Hall with it, been badged in her back, but nothing given by referee Sobers. Antigua and Barbuda heads it away. Again, they look to clear their lines.
Davis.
Here is Antigua and Barbuda giving it away. Is that Jacobs with it? Gives it out to Jahira. Now, this is the Antigua and Barbuda playing Georgetta Lewis, looking to go forward. That is Shakir Ogaro. Here is a chance for Antigua and Barbuda. Who is this running down, trying to get it across?
That's Lewis.
Yes,
that was Georgia Lewis trying to get across in, but she won a corner for Antigua and Barbuda.
There she was trying to use her pace to get past the Curacao defense, and this is what Antigua Barbuda would need to do. Coming towards the end, get some pace, look to probably soak up some of the pressure and hit the Curacao team on defense.
I still think that the coach, there's one or two other players who he has on the bench who I think can do.
Well, he's made 2 substitutions so far. How many are you allowed in this?
3 substitutions. That's why I'm wondering if it's 5 or 3.
Not sure.
We're not sure what the rule is.
Goalkeeper coming well off of her line to clear for Curacao. I thought the Antigua and Barbuda player might have done a little better on that occasion, putting the goalkeeper under pressure, but she just stood up there, seeing the goalkeeper running towards her, and allowed her to clear. Gives it back to Jacobs. Brittany Jacobs being forced backwards. This is Stewart. She's had a good game. Rolls it
she
to the right, and Antigua and Barbuda players there
Good.
Onside. Good. Wait and see that. Here is a chance. She puts it into the back of the net. Antigua and Barbuda in front again. Is that Jacobs?
Yes, Kai. Yes,
it is.
And that was intelligent by Kai Jacob, because she realized that she was in offside position, and so she stood her ground and allowed the other Antiguan player to take the ball, who take 2 touches, took a shot, keeper failed to hold on, and Kai Jacob was there to put it in the back.
So in the 80th minute of play, it's Antigua and Barbuda 2, Curacao 1 against the run of play. Kai Jacobs, and it was good again, good officiating by the referee assistant, because Kai Jacobs, who was in an offside position, stopped, allowed the other player to come forward, and she took a shot, and then following up a different phase of play, she was able to capitalize on the rebound and put the ball into an empty net after the goalkeeper, I thought, could have done a lot better. She didn't hold on.
Yes, it was a
weak shot, and allowed Kai the opportunity to score. So Antigua Barbuda 2, Curacao 1, goal coming in the 80th minute by Kai Jacobs. Ball is in the penalty area of the Antigua and Barbuda team, as Curacao had a corner kick. Is that Portia Davis that's working hard there? So
that's what a goal does to you, miss.
Here is an opportunity again, and this time the goalkeeper having to scramble across and putting that one out behind, because that one took a wicked deflection, and she was leaning the wrong way, had to recover. She did this time.
Yes, excellent save by Nikisha Samuel. Substitution for Curacao. Yes. Number 4 is out. Number 17 is on.
We see the number 4 in Stroop. She's gone. And the number 17 in Johanna Luen. She's in. Curacao with it, with Shippers. The ball is in the air. Airbound. Headed away by the Antigua and Barbuda defense. Curacao looking to go forward. A shot blocked by the Antigua and Barbuda playing Shakia Ogaro. Antigua and Barbuda looking to take it down. This is Lewis. Heads it forward. Jacobs just giving chase. Nothing necessarily.
The referee just stopped the game. I think that was
it looks like this is probably a head injury. And she's immediately calling for the physio. The Antigua and Barbuda team calling a team meeting while that player is down.
Yes, and again, then more. I can bet no one here at this ground thought Antigua would have scored a second goal.
No,
because it is still all Curacao. Still, although Antigua have gotten that goal, I'm still not happy with the way the position some of the players are in. But then again, I'm just a comments man today. So, but then I hope that the coach and his team has been watching this game and will make the necessary adjustment for the next game on Sunday.
He probably need to look at the way that he has lined up his team and how he's had some players playing out of position. But you know that what can happen in these situations is that you end up having a situation where the team wins and then the coach thinks that, you know what, my strategy worked, the team won the game, so in the end I don't need to do any adjustments. So we'll see what happens. But this is Jacobs looking to go forward for Antigua and Barbuda, still going with it, does well, takes on a couple of players. She has it, then just looking to flick it forward. She was probably a little bit guilty of taking a touch too much. Antigua and Barbuda has it, should allow it to go to goalkeeper Samuel. She has it safely, holds on to it and rolls it out to this left hand side.
I think Kai Jacobs there overplayed.
Yes, he got excited having beaten a couple of players, dribbled past a few, and then just got the exuberance got the better of her. She tried to take a touch too much, probably could have played through an Antiguan player. Here is a shot from the Curacao player onto the crossbar, the Antigua and Barbuda team, and the goalkeeper will have to go behind. But that was a shot from distance.
Yes.
Lakeisha Samuel all ends up.
Nikisha Samuel.
Is that Nikisha? I keep saying Lakeisha.
Yes, Lakeisha is a defender. She's on the bench.
Yes.
Nikisha
He's
is
the
a
goalkeeper all ends up.
But his crossbar saving Antigua there. That was a beautiful shot from the Curacao player. That was from about 40 yards out or so.
Way downtown, as we would say.
Yes.
Well out. 40 yards away.
I'm sure the Antiguans would not allow her space again for the rest of this game.
They should not allow her space again
after seeing what happened.
But they've given the ball away to Curacao. I think the Antiguans need to play a little bit tighter. They are struggling to get the ball out with power, so they probably need to play a little deeper as a group and then try to play the ball out of defense a little more instead of trying to go long.
Totally agree with you.
Because they're trying to go long, but they're not having great success. There is the ball coming forward, but again, just haul up the
plays down
up the field.
Somebody need referee assistant. Please.
Unless the referee thinks that she's really injured, she's not going to.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that after the ball had left the penalty area, she just fell on her own. I don't think she's faking that one.
I thought the ball probably cannoned into her body earlier. Just one of those heavy hits that you get as a player, probably in the wrong area. One of those delicate areas.
Probably hit the wind out of her.
Yes, I think that's probably what has happened, because as you can see that she's gotten the magic water and she's now walking off. So that's not as bad as she made it appear. I thought that she really was trying to milk it, because I just saw that the ball just hit her.
That's Shaki Ogaro.
Yes, the ball hit her in her body. Yes, and a young girl, Shakia, 19 or 20, the most.
And we're in to go again.
Yeah, so
probably, like I said, just the wind got knocked out of her.
Yeah, and just trying to buy a couple of seconds there for Antigua and Barbuda, but they try to get it out of defense. They boot it forward. The ball is spinning on that right hand side, and looking to go forward was Shakia O'Gara. She too has come on and has the similar hairdo. It must be a pact they have in the Antigua and Barbuda team that
probably has a team's hairstyle.
I don't know.
And again, another Antiguan play. It seems like this half is for the Antiguans to be falling.
But they need to understand though that once they go down and try to waste time, it is going to be added back on at the end. So it's not going to mean that the 90 minutes come any sooner, because the referee is going to take into consideration the time that you spent down, and especially when you go down and you're really not injured, you're just trying to waste some time, it usually plays against you. And then again, on this occasion, the Antiguan player going off on the stretcher, and Antigua is going to be down to 10 men with just 2.5 minutes to go plus added time. It's not a situation Antigua wants to be in, down a player at this time. So the sooner that player can get the magic water, get back up and get back on, Antigua and Barbuda would be happy with that.
I see the assistant coach ran over to find out exactly, because she's limping.
She's going to be fine, trust me. Yes. Four limps and she's going to be back on.
She's jogging towards the halfway line to get back on.
Yeah, and he didn't even spend a minute off the field. It clearly shows that it's just time wasting. Antigua Barbuda though in midfield trying to fight for it. That's Portia Davis, thought that she was upended. Here is some pulling of the shirt of the Antigua and Barbuda player.
There.
Lewis.
Yes, experience, using her experience here, holding it up and getting the foul. So and she'll probably need to do a lot more of that to demand the ball from the other players and hold it up a bit in the Curacao half and see how many fouls she can get, even one or two around.
We have two balls on the field of play. The Curacao people were running, trying to, and here the Antigua and Barbuda player going to get a yellow card because she just allowed the ball to go past her to waste a few more seconds. And
that's referee Jahira James,
Crystal Sobers taking out the yellow card, and so Jacobs.
That's Jahira James
going into the referee's book in the 9th minute of play. Antigua Barbuda 2, Curacao 1 is the scoreline. Antigua Barbuda gets it forward. Curacao clearing the lines. They get it up into the air. Antigua in defense. Heads it up is Brittany Jacobs, the player that we saw going off on the stretcher. And Antigua and Barbuda player there just, I don't know what
happened. What happened?
She was watching it, was allowing it to go outside at the last minute. She just decided to touch it. Maybe somebody told her that it's off of Antigua and Barbuda, but make the referees make that call. You know, here is a long effort from the Curacao player. 4 minutes added on at the end, and we look on our watch and we're a couple of seconds into it, so we have 4 minutes.
So 4 minutes for Antigua to hold on to this 2-1 lead.
Is that assistant coach for Antigua and Barbuda we see jumping up on her feet?
Yeah, that's Lorraine
Charles.
Yeah, she's going back to her seat. Again, this long kick out is not working for Antigua. I don't know why they don't try and play
it's not working because they're not getting it very far. Free kick to Curacao as again the ball striking the arm of an Antiguan player. Referee Crystal Sobers indicates wait for the whistle. She's going to have the ceremony pulling the wall back to 9.15 meters as we're into injury time. Just about 49 seconds of the first of 4 minutes. So this is going to be...
And Antigua must be aware that if it's the same young lady, she can hit it from here.
Here is she chipping it forward, hits it straight into the Antigua and Barbuda players, and she's trying it again from distance, blocked again by the Antigua and Barbuda defense. Portia Davis hits it out on that left side. Curacao looking to go forward. They play it down the line. The ball goes over the goal, and Antigua and Barbuda would be happy with it. Don't go down. We see the Antigua and Barbuda player going down. It's not going to work. You can't just go down when you're not injured. As she's holding her, and the referee indicating to her to get up. She's asking the physio to go off or to take her off because she's not injured. She has to, yes, and that's a good thing by the referee. If you go down and there's nothing wrong with you.
These are some of the things that
look at her sprinting around.
The management team need to
decide. That does not work in modern.
To let the players know that these
does
things
not work in modern football.
Yes.
Trust me, referee Sobers has no right to call her. She's not going to call her on. Just now, knowing referees, if you notice, she's still standing on that sideline. So now she's getting the signal to come on. So she's off the field for over 30 seconds.
There's another Antiguan down again.
The Antiguans need to stop the gamesmanship and look to try and play out the next minute and a half that they have left. They just need to play it out, play safe, and they will hold on to the 2-1 victory. Yes. Ball is played into the penalty area, cleared away by Antigua Barbuda. That's Hall trying to get there. Good block by the Antigua and Barbuda defender, getting the ball off of her body. Antigua and Barbuda needs to get back. Why are you standing there? Get back in defense to help your team. You're no use all the way up there. Now the ball is headed down into touch. Curacao will have another throw-in. They look to take it quickly, launch it inside the penalty area of Antigua and Barbuda. Should be cleared away and is by Antigua and Barbuda player. Thought that she might have tried to get that one upfield, but she just kicked it in the direction that her head was looking. Curacao with it now, trying to find an equalizer. Late on, the ball is played away down this right-hand side, but it runs into touch, and it should be a throw-in for Antigua and Barbuda.
30 seconds to go. 30 seconds for Antigua to
30 seconds according to your watch. But remember, yes. Antigua and Barbuda had a player that went down.
Yes, according to my watch.
And then you have added time in added time, because that's how the rules work. Antigua and Barbuda will allow this one to run into touch to get the goal kick. Curacao seem to have been spent. They've tried hard. They've probably run out of steam. They've probably given it all they can. And if the Antiguans and Barbudans are able to just hold on for probably 30 more seconds. Okay, and no, that's the final whistle. Goals of referee Crystal Sobers. Antigua Barbuda coming away 2-1 victors over Curacao this evening. Goals coming in the 15th minute by Portia Davis, and then the winner in the 80th minute by Kai Jacobs.
thought a bit of good refereeing on that second goal as well. Curacao had equalized in the 56th minute. We are uncertain as to who the goal went to for Curacao. We'll confirm. So the next time you hear us, we'll be able to confirm who scored for Curacao. But in the end, Antigua and Barbuda going away victors by 2-1 over the Curacao team. Your thoughts on the match?
It was an even game, I must say. Tough luck for Curacao. I think they deserved a draw. A draw. But then again, it's the game of football, and sometimes that's how it goes. I think Curacao had a better of the second half. The Antiguans would have to go back to back. If I'm being frank here, they have to go back to back and do some reshuffling. Players needed to be put in their rightful positions. There are too many players playing out of position, and you can see that they're not comfortable in the position that they're being put in, and so it hampers their playing. The referees, on the other hand, I must say they had an excellent game. I can't complain. Good wait and see technique from the assistants. And my player of the game for Antigua would be Nicola Stewart, the defender.
Had a very good
yes, without her in defense tonight, I don't think they'll be coming in
very cool. Looked very cool at the back. Looked to play solidly. Kai Jacobs in flashes had good individual skill shown, but however, I thought that her fitness was not of the best, because she, as she started off in midfield and ended up at the top because you could see that she was tiring. I think that Antigua and Barbuda, even though they won the match, has a lot to do if they're going to have victory over Guadeloupe on Sunday. But having seen the Curacao side tonight and Antigua and Barbuda is able to score, they would be heartened, because Curacao would have scored 3 goals against Guadeloupe in their first encounter. So the Antiguans would think that they can come out of this leg of the shield with victory and think that they should be able to take on the Guadeloupans when it comes on Sunday afternoon.
Well, exactly. That would have been, I won't believe that's a thought of the coach at this time, that, okay, he has beaten Curacao, who had beaten Guadeloupe, and so he would believe that they can have the better hand of Guadeloupe. But from my experience in coaching and being the assistant coach of the Antigua female team a few years back, and we took a team down to Guadeloupe. They are a team that has speed and a lot of skillful players. I haven't seen them on Wednesday, so I can't say much about them. But if they still do have those players that I saw in Guadeloupe about 2-3 years ago, then it's going to be a handful for the Antigua and Barbuda team on Sunday.
So, Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m., the next game here in the CFU Challenge Series, Antigua Barbuda will be taking on Guadeloupe. In the end, Antigua Barbuda winning by 2-1. Portia Davis in the 15th minute, Kai Jacobs in the 80th minute, and a 56th minute equalizer by Curacao was not enough to avoid defeat. Thank you very much for listening to our live stream from the Antigua Barbuda Football Association. Denmo Roberts, on behalf of Oliver Joseph and all our technical team, saying thank you for listening and watching, and have a good evening.